today's video, we fixed the 240's biggest problem. I learned I'm terrible at welding, and we make a mess of things. Check it out. What up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Weiss if you're new here, but here's where we left off. Last video, I got my car back. Amazing, check it out. But in the meantime, she's still not running. She's been sitting here for a little while. I've been driving that Subaru right there, and does the job, but not really the ideal car I want to drive. So today we're going to take some time and start working through the issues that are in the car. So the first issue I've had with the car since I've gotten it back is this. I go to try and start it, it starts to crank, but hardly turns over and it dies. I charged the battery a couple times, doesn't want to work. So I checked the battery today. Turns out the battery acid levels were low, so I just threw some distilled water in it, and then I noticed something. So you see all this water right here, and here's where the battery was sitting before. I've been letting it sit just for a minute. And check it out. You see that divot in it right there? Well, turns out there's a hole in the battery, and it's leaking battery acid everywhere. So I think it's time for a new battery. Alright, I'll have to sacrifice one of these guys. Going in here. Alright, step 2, I'm gonna buy a new battery. You know what's nice? So the guy who stole my car,
successfully paired.
I got a nice little Bluetooth radio adapter now. I mean, hey, gotta take it for what it is, right? Got my batteries, got my coffee, my phone. Here we go. Alright, we got our battery,
Successfully paired.
and we got some ribeye from our local Mexican grocery store. So let's get back, throw it in, and I'll show you why the battery was leaking. On to step 3. Alright, nice little ribeye. Start the day off. Perfect. Alright, what we got here is a Mazda Miata battery. Specifically 8AM U1R-DLG. Now, 370 CCAs, which the KA only needs 360 according to the FSM, but according to a lot of people, they run this because it's about half the weight of the stock OEM battery. And battery prices right now, due to COVID, it was about like $180, after tax about $200, not a big deal. But let me show you why the battery was leaking over here. So let me start off by saying, when I bought the car, I knew this was going to be a problem eventually, and it was going to be in the works to fix it. But here's the issue. That's the underside of my battery tray. Yep, doing real well. And if I were to guess, it got punctured right there. See that bolt sticking up? So this isn't doing so hot overall. The original owner did put some sort of paint to stop the corrosion, which I don't know if it really did anything. So that's on the list of things to do. I can't run the battery like this and expect it to not get punctured again. For the time being, I just want to see this thing start with this new battery and be happy with that. Alright, moment of truth. Woo! Alright, that's great. So, we have a problem. We got the new battery, but that still doesn't make the car drivable.
Sorry, I'm photobombing.
Alright, we're back. And so, we have to fix this. Let's pull some of this stuff out and sketch up a new thing. Because I think we're going to 3D print using a buddy's 3D printer. Draw out a new battery holder for the time being. Get rid of this.
Just think about it right now. Everything's okay. no matter where you find yourself, no matter what kind of stuff is going on in your life, underneath it all, everything's actually all right. You're okay. You have more power than you might be giving yourself credit for. If you have something that's going on in your life right now that's challenging, painful, it's just a reminder to take a little bit better care of yourself. Because you're worth it. You can have this feeling anytime you choose.
Days have gone by and made some changes to the plan. So initially, we're going to 3D print the whole battery tray. So what I've done is I modeled it, got it ready, and there were some other complications to that. We'd have to figure out how to turn this into components that could sort of fit together, be glued together, that would still have the strength to hold the battery in place without falling apart at those seams, because we're limited on the size that the 3D printer can actually 3D print. Not only that, it would take a long time to print something this large. The capability that we have available, not really going to be something for this scale. So with a couple of those factors, sort of made the decision, I'm just going to go buy some sheet metal. We're going to cut out the piece how we want it, weld it in, paint it, and call it a day. So here's where we are today. So we got our 22 gauge sheet metal, cardboard for templating, this angle. Just doing it. Hanging out.
Exactly. That'll do. That's it?
Yeah.
Just take it real easy. Well, I mean, it's probably stronger than the old sheet metal, right?
Yeah. Here's one of these guys. Cut the excess off.
What's that?
I bought these tie-down straps from Harbor Freight, and it should just do the trick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just a quick tie down?
Yeah.
Bam.
A little bit.
What?
Yeah, it's gone. My dad wanted it, so he's like, I'm like, fuck it.
But your dad bought it from you.
Yeah,
Oh, shit. What are you gonna do?
sue me for now, and then we'll see.
He's so stoked.
That's stoked right there.
Dude, he's been in such a grumpy mood. I was like, you just gotta get it running.
Dude, yeah, he was eager today, so I was like, alright, I brought the welder down, and I just fucking welded it up for him.
I didn't know the CB wasn't working, so you gotta get it back.
He blew the radiator on that bitch. It cracked.
Yeah.
So I ordered one from Amazon, $70, dude. Everyone was like, oh yeah, it works just like OEM. I was like, oh.
You're gonna be out.
Oh god. That's great.
Dude, I really like those trail bosses. Yeah, I did another one, dude. T4s are dope.
Dude, yeah, that's actually what we've been on.
Cheers.
Okay.
Alright, and we are back today. And it's time to do something that's necessary. Let me show you. That can't stay much longer. I only have the welder for this weekend, and this is a necessity. So, we're going to take that battery out, weld in some new sheet metal. Can't promise it's going to be any good, but it'll be functional. Form, maybe not so much, but we got to get it done, and while I have the tools to do so, let's knock it out. I've never welded before, though. So, here's a better look at what we actually did. I just tacked these two rails in, so. But what we're going to do is we're going to knock all this out, prep the metal, and get it to a point where it'll be better than this. Because this is terrible. Metal. Throw it in. I have extra sheet metal, so I'm going to redo this. I just talked to myself for a minute or two and didn't realize I wasn't even recording. But I would say round 2 is a success. So check it out. Old piece. New piece. New piece sitting in on its own. Old piece. Cutting the little nub off and just redoing it was definitely the move. I also learned and realized some tricks using pipes and everything to help bend the sheet metal in a very clean fashion. Now, I still have to sort of create this little triangle piece, or trapezoid piece, but that can be done afterwards. Whoops. We got pretty far along, and let me be the first to say this is not a good weld. The sheet metal kept blowing through, so I definitely struggled quite a lot. Not as straightforward as I thought it would be, but whatever. I mean, it'll work. I'm gonna figure out that last piece and then just tack it in and just get done with this. So, ignoring the horrible welds, got the last piece, I think, ready to go, or close enough. So I'm gonna try and tack that in, and hopefully have a better time this time around. Wish me luck. So I'm on the last steps. My neighbor's jamming out, but so I made these little angle brackets with the tie-down holder on it. I'm gonna just cut the length afterwards, but I've got one welded in the car. Time to weld this one in, and we'll basically be set. So, I know the welds aren't pretty by any means. I'll have to do some practice. But, I mean, the sheet metal turned out pretty nice. The welds, not so much. The battery tie down, I think is pretty neat. But by no means show car standard, but I think down the line, when we get to turbo this car, we're going to move the battery to the rear anyway. We're going to be cutting a hole through that, so I don't know, it doesn't matter. We can always redo it. And actually break the car down to a point where you can weld all that sheet metal and replace it. Who knows? Maybe we'll tub the front wheel wells at some point. I don't know. But for now, it'll function. It's not pretty, but hey, for my first try at this, I'm pretty happy with it, even though I'm not happy with the welds. Anyway, let me know what you thought and what I could do better next time. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. a like, or whatever. But next time, I'll see you guys later. But I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching.